Good evening, everyone. So this is finally 4 days later than I really wanted to do this. My review of AEW's All Out. A couple reasons, I had to watch it in small chunks. Real life health problems, real life work problems, the day job, and all that. So this was worth it. This is probably the two best pay-per-views I have seen this year. Oh, I'll give you WWE was Backlash. That was an awesome event, and then there was this event, which is, in my view, marginally better. Only because I'm more into hardcore wrestling, and I think a lot of the feud stopper between Hangman Adam Page and sort of capped off the night, right? So, first let me get my notes together, because I did actually do notes, which I usually do for these. And again, now, as far as the pre-show, again, I kind of skim watched the pre-show. It was a bunch of big giant tag matches and battle royals type stuff. Basically, all the guys who are traveling with the event, but do not have matches in the main show, were in the pre-show. Then the matches entertain the crowds who are coming early. They get you into it. They got all the guys in the arena paycheck. They do what they're supposed to do, right? But to be honest, unless there's a storyline match in there somewhere, which it wasn't for this one, I wasn't. This, however, was filled with storyline matches. So, let's just go straight into it. MJF versus Garcia. MJF versus Daniel Garcia, right? Now, I anticipated this match probably more than any other one. I understood why they did it first. Let's just see if we can do a little skimming in here. The heat is on. Basically, that's the preview. The match gets early heat. You can see them going into it. Both these guys are trying to. They set the tone for the night. They were basically trying to kill each other in kayfabe, as it were. And Garcia jumped MJF during the intro. Good spot. They were fighting before the bell even rang. MJF kept working the neck on Garcia. Good wrestling storytelling, because MJF was broken his neck a few weeks ago, and Garcia miraculously recovered. Kayfabe works. Now, MJF won the match. Garcia won the match, right? So, at the end, yeah. I mean, these guys are doing everything they could to make it look brutal as heck, Now, if I could find it. Okay, this spot here was awesome. Let's see if I can. Right before that. I'm trying to catch it in time. That's just after it. Okay. So I'm going to pause. So this was a top rope pile driver. Okay? A second rope pile driver, I should say. They could have called this entire match spinal compression therapy. And to see these two going at it, these two believed it. And you notice why. Watch some really great work. Watch when Garcia gets up there. He's not just going to have MJF depend on, watch. He keeps working the angle. And he even MJF's obviously helping him with it. Boom, spinal compression therapy. Even though MJF is obviously helping him with it, right? Garcia does enough of the work so it doesn't look like too fake, The nice theme match with a villain against Justice Urge, great first match. This was a 9.5 out of 10. Why wasn't it a 10 out of 10? I thought there were times when the pacing was a little slower than I would. This match should have been frenetic, like two guys wanting to crush each other. And there were times when it just slowed down. So there's that. Now, one more time for good measure. I'm going to make this my thumbnail, by the way. Take that snapshot. Boom. So now what's next? Next up, of course, was uh, on paper MJF won, on practicalities Garcia won. Young Bucks versus the Blackpool Combat Club. So the crowd was a little muted after this. A lot of heavy emotions. The crowd spent themselves. And this was a good slower pace, less feud involved match to get the crowd a little emotional relaxation. They did cheer for the spots. It's a good second match for that reason. Early thing in the match was basically. Okay, I forget that one. Again, nice basic tag match. I think now, seeing what happened later, I understand why they didn't do this. But the Bucks, I felt like the Bucks should have dropped the titles here, only because they've had them too long. The Elite has too many titles too long. You know? But this was an 8 out of 10 match. So let's get a little info. Pretty standard. A standard tag match is a good one. Okay. Next up was Will Ospreay versus the Bastard Pack. In terms of counter wrestling, this is probably the best match. There's so many matches on this thing that you could say was a great So nice counter wrestling early on by Ospreay and Pac. Counter wrestling is get to it. Is this sort of thing right here, where not this. Do we do any of it here? No. I can't find any good spots. Where basically they reverse each other all the time. Now something did felt a bit off with the pacing, and when they were moving fast, it felt right. When they slowed down to do like pure wrestling, it was right. But when they were in between those two levels, it felt like they were a little out of sync, and that's why this is only a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10. Okay. So just something a little bit off in like the scripting when they were changing the speeds of what they were doing. Okay. So our next match was Chris Statlander, accompanied by Stokely Hathaway, versus Will Nightingale in a Chicago street fight, basically a hardcore match. Now, why does Statlander have face glitter on? Willow's outfit looked great. I wish he'd moved to that outfit for the rest of her regular appearances. Willow did an incredible corner flip and cannonball. Can I find it? It's like right in here. It's about to hit. Right, boom! Great work by the lady. Safe, but look, the only thing that fails here is, and why this match lost a full point, okay, was because the camera angle should not have been where it was. If it had just been off 10 degrees, you would not have seen the separation between Willow and Statlander's head. That's how good they hit this precision on this move, right? So the ladies work safe, but the move looked good. So and that's one of my biggest pet peeves in modern wrestling is the camera work is they're filming like at UFC where they're going to try to show every single close hit, but not. The wrestlers aren't trying to hurt each other. The cameramen got to understand that, and the directors. There's also another nice spot later on with a power bomb of, where is it? Basically Statlander powerbombed Willow through the Spanish announcers table, and this is probably the best women's hardcore match since the No Mas match in Lucha Underground between Ivelisse and Sexy Star for I think season 1. This is a 9.5 out of 10. Again, that little camera spot, Next up is Okada versus Briscoe versus Cassidy versus Takeshita. I mean, the ladies pulled it all out. They deserve great credit for that. These are 4 masters in the ring. 9 out of 10 times, I hate Orange Cassidy's gimmick, but it works so well in this match with some of the pauses and stuff. All 4 guys worked the crowd well. There's incredible coordination between them. Briscoe had one of the best sells of Okada's Rainmaker clotheslines I've ever seen. Yeah, that's Orange Cassidy. No, I'm saying Briscoes is even better than that. I think he got the pin on Cassidy. Anyway, um, now here's where it was. This match lost the whole point because to me the storytelling failed. I think there should have been a title change here. I think Takeshita should have won. He deserves. He's been. In my opinion of the story, I think giving him the belt and storyline will be better. I understand there's a popularity thing with the belt, not just like in terms of how money you make with popularity, but the guy Takeshita seems like he's doing well. He's great in the ring. But plus, sometimes the title needs to change hands because you get tired of seeing a guy with the title. So 8.5 out of 10. Now is our, I guess you might say, low worst match of the night, which was Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida. Now Shida's doing most of the work early. Look, I'll watch Monet / Sasha Banks anytime because she's hot as hell. Okay, like she's a physical goddess. Okay, there's no she's beautiful. She's healthy as beautiful, not just like model beautiful, but athletic and beautiful, and she's very athletic. She was good with WWE style matches. She had that great Hell in a Cell match for like the best women's. There was a women's Hell in a Cell, but it was really good. It was her and Charlotte Flair about 10 years ago, whatever. But she needs to learn to be a better wrestler, okay? For AEW that type of wrestling. Shida did most of the early work in this match. Also, the costumes are a little annoying, but whatever. And Shida did a good job here. Where are we here? Now, this is the best match I've seen Monet do in AEW, right? And I think one of the reasons she looks so good is because it was a slower paced match, with more of that power, WWE power athletic style, which Monet is good at. And the crowd was into a match early, but they calmed down. So this is like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. Now we get to our final two matches, okay? Bryan Danielson versus the scapegoat Jack Perry. This was an excellent match. Jack Perry, he basically turned his real life backstage drama with perpetual asshole CM Punk into a successful, interesting heel gimmick, right? There's nice storytelling psychology by these two in the ring. Also, a lot of nice counter wrestling. Bryan Daniels' knee shot counter was explosive as JP charged in. Nice storytelling ending. JP, I love how Jack Perry did the whole scapegoat pose, like hit me with your best shot. I'm just, I'm gonna take it. I really love that. 9 out of 10. This is a 9. This is a 9.9 out of 10. Okay, this is close. There's. I thought there was a little too much interference at the end, but I guess because of the storytelling, they had to do it that way. So, cue the patriarchy came in with Christian and his moronic patriarchy, and just able to cash in his title shot. Then out come the Blackpool Combat Club with Pac to make the save, but we get the heel turn by the Blackpool Combat Club, and what really sold the heel turn wasn't the bag on Daniel Bryan's head. It was Pac holding back Yuta, not beating him down, holding back Yuta while Yuta was crying. So as if Daniel Bryan was the problem now, and now we get to an incredible match. Okay, and I'm impressed that Swerve and Hangman and Page went to this extent. This has been a year and a half long blood feud between these two, and you got to remember this blood feud started when Swerve was a heel and Page was a face, and now Page is a heel and Swerve is a face. But they can't. But because it's a blood feud settlement and Swerve was in the wrong, Swerve obviously had to lose the match. But you have to, you know what I mean? It's complicated. So, and this was some great long-term storytelling that AEW did. they took advantage of the injury to Adam Page and all that. They had a great theatrical building spot with Swerve and Hangman holding the other dude's head where the cage was going lower down, like they wanted to murder the guy. Now, there is one reason this lost one whole point. There was a great spot with the cinder block, and it got ruined by the camera angle. I'm going to try to catch it for you. It's like right in here. Should be at 341. I'm past it. Way past it. No, I was good. 5. Yeah. So this is going to be a great spot, and watch what they do with the camera angle. Here. If they had just put the camera angle off, you would have seen that, not have seen his back didn't hit the cinder block. Again, bad camera angle. Mind you, so eventually they go even harder at each other, more cinder block shots. They do something with a syringe, barbed wire, and all that. 9 out of 10 would have been a 10 out of 10 if that one stupid camera angle hadn't been there. I mean, you could argue the pacing, but in retrospect, I think the pacing was fine. I think I just got annoyed because when the cinder block happened, it took me out of my suspension of disbelief. So my final thoughts: the match length was shorter than say All Out, All in London and Forbidden Door, which was better. Good pacing. This is the most ECW like pay per view since the TNA ECW reviews of the late 2000s and also 2005 ECW. Whatever, you guys know what I mean. My brain I'm tired. I said before, this along with Backlash is one of my 2 favorite pay-per-views of the year. This sets up a couple things. Sets up a nice run of opponents and storylines to make Daniel Bryan's final run a legendary one if they do it right. So he's got Carlos Stanogli, he got Dean Moxley, he's got Scapegoat Jack Perry coming. He's he's got Christian coming. He's gonna have 2 more people coming based on Dynamite. And so that's going to be his run. And I think what's going to happen is eventually at the end of it, after Danielson's going to take on Brian Page, then Swerve's that's going to be Brian being Hangman. Then Page is going to fight Swerve, and Swerve is going to have a comeback, so to speak. No, sorry, forget that. Then Swerve is going to face Bryanson, win the title, and then they'll have another match between Swerve and Page, where Swerve retains the title. So that's how I think they're going to go with that. So that's been my review of AEW's All Out. I hope you all enjoy it as much as I did. It was a really great pay-per-view. It's just one of the few of all. They have so many pay-per-views that you rarely ever rewatch them. This one is very rewatchable, especially the matches. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed my review. My name is Matt. It's been Unbearable 73. Comment down below. If you have any questions, let me know. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike, share it out, please. Thank you. And thank you for all the new subs. I've gotten like 10 or more subs in the last week and a half, so thank you.